According to Senge 2020, liberal democracy is generally understood to be a system of government which people consent to the rulers, and rulers in turn are constitutionally constrained to respect individual rights. Also, Francis Fukuyama mentioned in Liberal Democracy as a global phenomenon that liberal democracy is not very good at adjudicating the claims of long-standing linguistic or ethnic communities living on their traditional territory within multi-ethnic societies.
So, basing ourselves in what my partner Frida just mentioned as a definition for a liberal democracy, in the region we got, which is Southeast Asia, we already found some situations that don't allow really effective liberal democracy. For example, starting by Philippines would be a great example, where President Rodrigo Duterte actually has a lot of actions that have repercuted negatively on the people of that country. For example, the war against the drug traffic, which led to a lot of human losses. There's actually a movement right now called Out Duterte, which seeks for the removal of the president Rodrigo Duterte. Also in Cambodia, there is Hun Sen, a president that hasn't allowed freedom of speech. He's basically abolishing the press. And another example that where it hasn't worked would be in Myanmar, where Aung San Suu Kyi has ignored a lot of army-led killing and rape campaign, which is a really concerning situation at the end of the day. So these are just a few examples of how in that specific region there are a lot of countries that have improved themselves really effective in respecting their people's rights, their individuals' rights in their place of governance.
Liberal democracy is supposed to give people a voice. Some of its characteristics is that people can choose their representatives and have more participations with how the country is handled. There's also a correlation between liberal democracies and economic growth. In Asia, specifically Southeast Asia, liberal democracies is somehow different. As the economist stated in this article, there is more freedom than voting. In Southeast Asia, it is more complex, the democracy, and almost non-existent. Due to its past and cultural background, democracy is in this zone is not as powerful as in other regions. They still have many authoritarian countries or not free at all. The military and the governments are still not ready to let go all the power.
Is liberal democracy at risk? Yes. However, you must compare how Francis Fukuyama describes that there must be certain economic and social preconditions that allow for democracy to work. Now, when comparing it to these Southeastern Asian countries that are retreating from democracy because it is not properly working for them, you look at the misuse of two central powers, which is power and state strength. Now, this is being misused throughout the world, especially with civil rights, human rights, and, for example, LGBTQ plus rights.
I think that Fukuyama is right in the sense that liberal democracy is a system that might be established with the purpose of maintaining peace or improving the economy. However, that's not the most important reason, because there must be people with a democratic ideology. With that said, when ideology changes, a whole nation can be changed. So I think that the future of democracy is uncertain.